past him.
Berger, that's a decent ball. Ødegaard on the half turn. Sola. Ødegaard. Berger. Musa. Whipped off his toe by Guimaraes. Casemiro, Vinicius Junior, that's a lovely ball movement by the Brazilians. Danilo, Vinicius Junior, flicks it away from Hegem, just too far beyond.
They really do look sharp when they nick the ball in their own half, Brazil, don't they? We've seen it 3, 4, 5 times already. Can't believe that Vinicius Junior didn't make more of that. I don't think Vinicius Junior can either, but always a threat.
Vigorously, here's Martinelli. Off the hour against Japan last time out from off the bench. This is his first start.
Yeah, interesting selection as a midfielder with licence to roam, more often to the left, I would imagine. He's got half a choice.
Can't turn from Haaland. Too wide, but he still kept it for Sola.
Right to Martin Ødegaard, he was in acres.
And now here's Cunha. Vinicius Junior. Bruno Guimaraes. Ryan. Vinicius, and again. Another ball for Danilo, Casemiro, Ryan, and again the teenager, Danilo, taking it away to Sola. Ødegaard chugging outside of him, lumbering forward inside of him. Ødegaard, Musa, Ødegaard kept in goal. Now Ødegaard! Sort of shaft of light at the near post.
Well, they haven't got the ability to spring forward as quickly as Brazil, but they did well here in retaining possession. Ødegaard dragging his shot a touch, but good moment for them. They've had to do plenty defending in this first half.
That is Norway's first legal attempt of the match. Of course, they have a goal ruled out for offside. In a sense, that feels like a slightly unkind representation of what they've done in the game up to now, but those are the bald facts. Cunha squeezed off it by Musa. Berg. Musa again advancing from full back. Berger. Berg. Another ball for Musa. Holland! Something deft.
Yeah, had to connect with this absolutely perfectly. Nice, a bit of imagination in it though. Trying to loft one over Alisson. Put it past him.
all of his very obvious properties, his strength and bulk and power. He does have a deftness of touch. A feather-like version of him too. Danilo, Guimaraes, Martinelli up by Bolavolta. Sander Berger was caught late by Martinelli. The referee waited to see whether advantage would accrue and didn't.
Yeah, certainly the ref in this first half has tried to let the match flow. He's waved away appeals for fouls on that occasion.
He did acknowledge that foul as soon as it happened, but waited to see how the ball would bounce. Off from wide is just inside of him there, Reus. Collects. Taken back by Ryan. Extravagance from Marquinhos. He's shifted out for Bruno Guimaraes. Samiro. Ryan. Go for a reverse. Danilo going outside of Ryan. Ryan. Casemiro. Held by Hegem. Danilo. Slung out towards Vinicius Junior. Engaged with Reus. He's done very well to get between ball and man there, but Vinicius Junior stole it back. Martinelli. Vinicius Junior! Needed to Norway's rescue again.
He's having a minus in the goalkeeper. He gets the ball. Vinicius Junior to set up this chance.
On with the corner. Dribbling again, but he's given it away to Nusa. Nusa can't progress. Santos all the way back. Junior let that one squeak away from him. So ago, another moment escaped him.
Yeah, a bit of a toe poke in the end, but Milan makes sure it doesn't squeeze through his legs.
It's from a very similar angle and range that he did score in that very net. Brazil's first game against Morocco. Gabriel. They know each other inside out. Remember me, pal.
Yeah, it's a super heavyweight contest in terms of stars as well as muscle.
Odegaard angles tidy with the corner.
They've had moments, Norway, not quite as many as Brazil, but finishing the half well.
On half-time, with the corner. He's just kept it alive. Rearson prods it forward. Looks up into the waiting arms of Allison. Left it goes. Odegaard. Can he get onto this? Rema gets over and intercepts. Bob. Can he finish? Oh, second win style. Two to the... have scored in every first half of their World Cup so far. Running out of time to repeat that now.
Shown some resilience in this first half. Norway, let off the hook with a penalty, but they've had a bit to say as well in possession, going towards that Brazil back line.
Solo. Seen okay by Santos, chased up willingly by Berger, and then in turn by Haaland. Norway full of bustle. Martin Odegaard. Alexander Solo. Riss. Berger. Solo.
Haven't been able to get many balls into the box, many crosses, certainly Norway.
The champions are the Knicks, and there is their leader, overlooking two here who would consider themselves to be potential champions of the world. One Norwegian throw incoming. Aya kept out by Cunha. Rearson will settle for a corner. Minute into 6 added on at the end of the half. We can load it up again here. These are the moments they can maximise, optimise. Solo, Berger, Haaland, Eggum, Aya. Little Berg there to go and step on the goalkeeper's toes. Plays it in, Solo. Sought to win the first header, it broke for Martinelli.
more even contest last 10 minutes. I'd say Brazil more capable of creating chances, but Norway hanging in there now.
Forward by Neelan, there's Haaland with Gabriel again. Marquinhos came across to help him. It dropped for Odegaard, who thundered it into the big rip of Alisson.
Whenever the ball comes up to Erling Haaland, those Norway players know they've got to support. Latch onto the loose ball if there is one, and there was one. Big centre forward doing his job, and Odegaard doing the first part of his.
Martinelli scurrying, Ryan, Danilo, Guimaraes, Santos, Junior, Chicago rigger again. Wilson stuck with him. It's back in by Guimaraes. For Danilo, comes back in by Casemiro, and Martinelli couldn't get big enough.
Interested if he did time his run well, whether he did stay on side. That first time pass allowed him to time it perfectly, and yeah, it's not the best of jumps, is it? He should have done better. Mistimed it, didn't get up. At the other end, yeah, that's the centre forward play. Fair to say, Odegaard maybe not the best finisher around, but he gets plenty behind it. It's a good stop from Alisson.
Had 4 shots at goal, and Odegaard's had 3 of them. Which feels a bit quirky. Berger. Close to goal. He's squeezed off it. Brazil getting on with it. Vinicius Junior, last seconds of the half now. That's the highlight of the ball. It's beyond the highlight.
Christopher Hyle telling his opponent that he felt he went to ground far too easily. That's a shirt pull.
This one he's got away with. And that'll do for the first half, and this game is beautifully on edge. Goalless though it is, Neelan is Norway's hero for a penalty save which followed on from Ayer's late challenge on Cunha. Martin Odegaard has come closest to scoring for Norway, but Alisson has stood between him and the net. And at the break, on a close day in New Jersey, it remains here, Brazil 0, Norway 0. In keeping with what has occurred in the round of 16 to this point, every game has been goalless at half time. It certainly hasn't been eventless by the end, and there is a smile playing on the lips of Norway's 35-year-old goalkeeper. He knows that almost whatever happens from now on in, he has had a moment that he can prize for the rest of his life. And even beyond him, Alan, Norway have competed very well here.
Yeah, they have. It's become a much more even contest at one stage. Brazil, the been his favourites to score the first goal, but his team have hung in there, shown resilience and shown that they have got a mark going forward to one or two decent moments.
হ্যালো ফুটবল লাভার, আমি শেখ মোরসালিন। খড়ের দেয়াল রাঙিয়ে তুলুন ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ সিমুলেশন। জিতে নিন আমার সাথে ফিফা ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ সেমিফাইনাল লাইভ দেখার সুযোগ।
Pênalti, isso era uma coisa pensada, isso é uma coisa decidida pelos jogadores?
Não, é uma coisa pensada antes do jogo.
Alguma mudança já prevista para esse segundo tempo e principalmente imaginar que o jogador não se abale com uma situação dessa, né?
Então agora vamos ver, Bruno é um jogador com muita experiência, vai saber jogar com isso tranquilamente. Vamos agora pensar.
Mudança alguma prevista já?
Não, vamos pensar agora.
Obrigada, Davi. Boa tarde.
So let's have a look at some of the numbers here. The half-time statistics illustrating interestingly that Norway have had more of the possession than Brazil had. For all Brazil's creative potency, Alan.
Yeah, they've had a fair bit of the ball in less dangerous areas, a long way from goal as Brazil have just stepped back, but certainly Brazil on the counter have looked more dangerous.
There is this extraordinary jeopardy that really only the World Cup brings to this extent of win or go home. Two fabulous sets of supporters inside this ground. One of them will be no longer with us in an hour and a half from now. Ice Fence. Well, here are the head-to-heads. Bruno Guimaraes, of course, had the chance of all chances. Martin Ødegaard, surprisingly, 3 attempts at goal.
Yeah, and been on the ball an awful lot, quite often a long way from goal, but he's trying to make things happen for his country.
Final third entries, Norway red there, Brazil of course yellow. Interesting, Norway down their right hand side, we've seen Rierson getting forward from full-back.
Yeah, and he's linked up well with Sorlock. He's a square peg in the round hole, let's face it, but he does well on that right hand side.
ড্যাম্পই আপনার স্বাস্থ্যের ক্ষতি করছে। তাই ড্যাম্পের সাথে টক্সিক রিলেশন ভাঙতে ঘরে লাগান ভার্জিন মিস্টার এক্সপার্ট ড্যাম্প গার্ড। ড্যাম্প ওয়ালের সাথে টক্সিক রিলেশন, ড্যাম্প গার্ডই সঠিক সলিউশন।
Back to New Jersey, where we have news for you. Brazil 0, Norway 0 was the half-time score. Interestingly, Norway have made two offensive changes, both wide changes. Also, Solot from the right and Husson from the left. Those original 9 are being joined respectively by Oscar Bob, wearing 22, and Andreas Sheldon wearing 21. For each of them, that is unsurprising. They've both been thoroughly involved. They both started the game against France. And so it's still on edge, and it is still to be snatched, this game. How do you read the Norwegian changes, Alan?
Yeah, certainly on the right-hand side, Oscar Bob for Solot will
from the left. Danilo, Ryan, slip one in, just whipped it out, with rapidity. These two met in Marseille in June of 1998. Lost in any previous World Cup meeting. That gave us goals at half-time. First goal didn't come till the 78th minute. Beto scored it for Brazil. Norway still found time to score twice and beat them. And against Ryan. Norway scored first in 3 of the 4 meetings. In total, Norway have trailed Brazil for 5 minutes in their previous meetings in Marseille in 1998. They're still on that. Privilege of being able to tell you that the sun's come out. Time where early forecasts were telling us that the clouds might break. A heavy day atmospherically, you wouldn't be surprised if it all changed in a flash, but for now all is well.
We don't want a flash, but the players perhaps might fancy a bit of rain. It is humid. Decisive though, hasn't he, Silva?
His instruction was to play the match and not the circumstance. So this point will have done that very efficiently. Should be winning headers in midfield. First man on the field, I think. Ødegaard. This. Bob. Come out for Norway throw. Attack. Wilson over there, and the Norwich at full back was wondering whether he might have got some protection from the referee.
He's right up to the nose of the linesman who was having none of it.
Good win, Haaland. Oliver from left full back for Norway. Berg and Berger in midfield again now. Wrist. Bob. Wrist. Bob. Marquinhos. Danilo protected by Ryan. Pushed away by Danilo. Martinelli couldn't take it, his Arsenal teammate Odegaard did.
Yeah, Norway started the first half well, they've done the same in the second, having lots of the ball, trying to call the shots.
Odegaard from deep.
Certainly don't squeeze up as a team, Brazil, to try and nick it off those defenders playing out from the back. Happy to drop into the shape.
Burger, solidity itself, Ryerson. Hegem of Bologna. Cautious, calculating from Norway. Possession is everything. Odegaard has possession. Shoulder up. Wolfer. Passed away comfortably by Marquinhos. Haaland battling for it and winning that battle. Shoulder up. It's off by Danilo. By Casemiro. Here goes Martinelli, who is always willingness itself. Vinicius Junior. Santos has gone outside of him. Vinicius Junior pushes and runs beyond Ryerson and wins a corner. Or hopes he does.
Yeah.
The ball has gone against him.
Felix come back off. Vinicius Junior. Those Norway defenders. He got past Ryerson too many times. He did him. He might have been out when it hit his knee.
Well, as we've said repeatedly, VARs are looking at this now. If it shouldn't be a corner, it will be turned over. Cunha to the near post. Way here for Sheldon to escape. In the competition so far, 10 goals in their 4 World Cup games here, having scored 7 in 8 previous World Cup matches. They're relatively thin history in the competition. This is a day which, for their nation, they can break new ground. Escobar never been in the quarter-finals before. Possibility is teasingly close.
Such an impressive, mature performance this from Norway at the highest level. Really are comfortable in their skin and their shape.
Bob. Shoulder up. Another go. fans are queuing up to be here. Woody Harrelson, great text, cheers Woody, and Chris Rock, Canadian actor, superstar. They all want a piece of it.
Food's good here.
There's imminent Brazilian change. Much more shortly. Right by Berg, little from shoulder up. Berger. Wolfer. Gets at bay.
Not surprised there's going to be a change here. They've been passive, Brazil. Really poor start to the second half.
Well, Endrick's introduction in the last game against Japan was a part of Ancelotti's Brazilian and brilliant masterstroke, which changed the whole mood of that game. They went to a shade more hell for leather. They went for him. He is a player inclined towards having a go. Kenya hasn't really appeared at the sharp end today. See what Endrick brings to it.
Yeah, like he did against Japan, Kendrick. I think he's going to go through the middle, just explaining to his teammates where their manager wants them.
Bob, risk. Bob. Lost it. Casemiro took it. Vinicius Junior. Oh, he's set free the substitute here. What a pass that was! But he couldn't come up with the finish. He has just crossed the white line, and he had the moment to make the difference. And somehow it escaped him.
Yeah, maybe just too soon. Have a look at this. One of the passes of the tournament so far. Sensational. But that touch there, getting away from him, makes it a lot more difficult chance in the end. It's far too snatching. Had he been on the pitch a few more minutes, the end result might have been different. And that assist would have been the best we've seen so far.
What an entry it would have been. Odegaard. Higher. With a moment like that, on top of the penalty save in the first half and one or two other close things, there will be Norwegians thinking, well, maybe this is meant to be our day. Goes long, wheel away from Haaland.
Support that long ball well, Norway.
Oscar Bob. He's there to support him. Couldn't find a way through. It's gone to Martinelli. Danilo. Higher. Lifted forward for Endrick again. Endrick. There's Hegeman behind for a corner.
Well, he might have missed a chance, but there's been a step up in their tempo, Brazil's, since he came on. Certainly needing to lift it.
Been on the field for 52 seconds. Fast opening occurred. This corner. against others' weights. It's a really good effect. Keeps it moving. Lifted back in by Santos. It came to Ryan! He thumped him back out.
Well, we've enjoyed some great goalkeeping displays in this World Cup. We're witnessing another one in England's theatrics.
It's all come rolling forward again. Gabriel. Vinicius Junior. Held up by Rieland. Supported by Casemiro. Lifted up towards entry, Bruno Guimaraes, what a wonderful save by Neelan, again.
Surely not, he can't believe it, denied twice now. To the big fella between the sticks, Neelan will not have played better than this in his career, I wouldn't imagine. He would have been offside. So that'll make Guimaraes feel a little better, but even so, he'd love to have stuck this in, offside or not. Neelan didn't know. This is the previous save. Plenty behind this. The little nick off the defender as well makes him have to adjust. Brilliant stop.
Game of his life. As Alan says, in a tournament which has produced not a few goalkeeping superheroes. Change it to full back for the Norwegians. Riesen has been replaced by Fredrik Aursnes. That isn't a surprise if you weren't with us earlier. You may not know that the fitness or otherwise of Julian Riesen was a really significant factor. And that the natural replacement of full-back Pedersen is unwell, so Aursnes is a third choice in this position. He's a versatile player. His first pass is towards Haaland. Did start the first 3 games, one of those at full-back, the first 2 in his natural midfield position. Watch this. Hegem. Allison wasn't sure.
Haaland thought he was in with a chance. He hasn't had much to go at the big centre forward, but he thought it was heading his way. It would have, had it not been for this Allison intervention.
More important fingertips, and Haaland knows it better than anyone. Nevertheless, a Norwegian corner which Martin Ødegaard will take. In by Ødegaard. Retrieved by Schelderup. Set for Oscar Bob. Schelderup, problem for Marquinhos. Bob. Schelderup. Wolfer. Bob dropped a shoulder and sifted it in here. And there's Haaland, who couldn't get a stud on it.
Such a difficult pass. Aya trying to pick out his centre forward. He might have had a crack himself. This is a lovely little pass. He's always up against it really to find Haaland there. Keep on coming back at you, don't they, Norway? They're tough not to crack.
See alterations going on down there. Martinelli has been withdrawn. Danilo Santos is one who's coming on. And so to great acclaim, of course, is Neymar. To assimilate those changes, the American referee offers the players a hydration break. It remains 0-0.
হাইড্রেশন ব্রেকে বিকাশে দেখুন বিল আসলো কত, জমাও দিন সময় মতো। বিশ্বকাপের আনন্দে মেতে ওঠো জায়েন্সি আইসক্রিমের সাথে, আর বিশ্বকাপ ট্রিটে এনজয় করো প্রতি 1 লিটার ডাবে 30 টাকা ছাড়।
হ্যালো ফুটবল লাভার, আমি শেখ মোরসালিন। ঘরের দেয়াল রাঙিয়ে তুলুন ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ জিতে নিন আমার সাথে ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ সেমিফাইনাল লাইভ দেখার সুযোগ।
এলো সাজানো চালের নতুন সিজনিং নিয়ে অথেন্টিক স্বাদের নুডলস কোরিয়ান রামেন। এখন আরো কঠিন ঝাল, আরো কঠিন ফ্লেভার। ট্রাই দ্য নিউ।
সেন্সিটিভিটি আমার নাই, আছে হোয়াইট প্লাস প্রো সেন্সিটিভ। তাতে সেন্সিটিভিটি বলে খান মন খুলে।
It's really hot today. Enjoy double flavor polar ice latte.
Polar, মন ভালো থাক।
এটা ড্যাম্প যা ধীরে ধীরে আপনার স্বাস্থ্যের ক্ষতি করছে, তাই ড্যাম্পের সাথে টক্সিক রিলেশন ভাঙতে ঘরে লাগান ভার্জিন মিস্টার এক্সপার্ট ড্যাম্প গার্ড। ড্যাম্প ওয়ালের সাথে টক্সিক রিলেশন, ড্যাম্প গার্ডের সঠিক সলিউশন।
অনলাইনে গেমের নামে অবৈধ জুয়া খেলছেন, দিলে দিলে সব হারাবেন। অবৈধ জুয়া খেলবেন না, হবে জেল, জরিমানা।
To the difference between the two sides, but I just think Norway they total more than the sum of their parts when you look at the individuals and what they're producing out here.
Brazil's last 3 goals in this World Cup have come in the second half. Their first 6 were all first half goals. So here we go again to the clutch part of this last 16 tie. Brazil have not gone out this early since 1990. To a Canizia goal for Argentina in Turin. Danilo Santos.
Being pushed all the way here.
Vinicius. Neymar has a staggering record at the last 16 stage of the World Cup. He was clearly from the outset demanding the ball. To Bruno Guimaraes. 2014, Neymar scored a winning penalty in a shootout against Chile in Johannesburg in the last 16. 2018, he scored against Mexico in Sapporo. 2022, he got a goal against South Korea in Doha from the penalty spot. Here's Ødegaard and Haaland, who ran into traffic. Ødegaard wriggled out of that traffic and kept wriggling until completely surrounded.
Yeah.
Vinicius comes up towards Neymar. It's okay by Ayer, away by Aursnes. There's Bruno Guimaraes. There's that talent in the world. Spider-Man's here. Tobey Maguire, and there's DiCaprio behind the cool shades. We walked, didn't we, past the bit in New York Harbour where the Titanic survivors returned.
It's Norway ship sinking at the moment, though, isn't it? It's standing up for itself. In Brazil, a really tough test. We'll wait and see whether these substitutions will make a difference to the team in yellow and blue.
Santos was perilously close to losing it. Danilo moves it on. Here's Neymar looking forward. Vinicius, Endrick through the middle. Vinicius set for Guimaraes. Goes cross, came out for Casemiro. Handball appeal there against Schelderup. That's for Ødegaard. Bob. Aursnes beyond him. He's fed it for Martin Ødegaard. And Haaland. Charlotte! Alisson repels strongly.
Yeah, Norway nearly doing to Brazil what Brazil are so good at on the counter. Breaking at pace.
Not quite at next goal wins stage, but increasingly it does feel as though it could be a one-moment game, this. Wolfer. Ødegaard. Bob. Heckham, Ayer. It's quarter of an hour. Wolfer can take a corner out of that if offered. It's not offered. Marquinhos kept it from going behind.
Wolfer's got through some running, covered some ground from that left back slot. Really has, and the fitness of this Norway team will be badly needed. They've got to keep going here, and they are.
Fifa. Houseless. Twice as many completed passes as Brazil. So, an improbable statistic. It's a long pass towards Haaland. Ødegaard could get there first. Marquinhos got back. Dug out by Danilo. Here comes another Brazilian change. To be freshly introduced. Is coming on here in place of Guimaraes, who at least won't have to take another penalty.
Well, if Norway go through, Guimaraes will not get much sleep tonight.
In his place, Edison, who was a late call-up into the Brazilian squad replacement for Wesley, the Roma fullback, who was injured in a friendly against Egypt days before the tournament began. Shoulder up, skipped away from his man, shoulder up, and he's lifted it up for Haaland! He blunders again! And Norway lead in New Jersey with barely 10 minutes to play! Shut the world! It's Erling Haaland!
Well, I was just going to say, Erling Haaland has not really had anything to go at. He hasn't had a chance to speak of. Norway haven't really been able to get quality balls into the box. But this one was, and it was perfect for him. Gabriel can't believe it. He thinks he's got his man here, but it's that little forward movement, the half a yard, and then it's the strength and the quality of the header that does it. Sheldup's done well since coming on, and that's a peach of a cross. And that is Haaland to a T. Spoke a lot about the Gabriel Haaland match-up, and there it is. The man in red's got the upper hand at the moment.
6 World Cup goals for Erling Haaland, and he is new to all of this. The lad for his dad, the lad for the Royals of Norway, the lad for the people of Norway. That smooth Viking smile. And the samba beat is silenced, and Brazil must find something. They are 10 minutes from an exit. And Haaland is plundering for more. He becomes the first European to score in his first 4 World Cup matches since Christian Vieri for Italy in 1998. The 4th of those matches for him was against Norway. And now, the eternally calm Carlo Ancelotti, even he, appears animated. Because for Brazil, last 16 won't do. Vinicius, touch behind by Bob.
chance this Brazil team got now. Probably played their cards, haven't they, in terms of substitutions.
They are reversing some of them to prayer. This is a more logical, pragmatic approach. Flung it in. Got rid of it with power to add. They've got something to cling to now, Norway. Oh, once more, the near post by Arthurs. Onto the head of Haaland. Neymar. One past one, but not the second.
Well, how they need a bit of magic from him now.
This has lost it to Osterbo. And Brazil are short at the back. He's waiting for return. Shatterup gives it in. Osterbo. Berg.
When they need Haaland, he was defending that corner, he couldn't get up in time.
Odegaard. First time Brazil have been behind, of course, in this competition. They got a draw from behind against Morocco, they got a win from behind against Japan very late. This is pretty familiar territory. Mortified perhaps by very recent memories. By Marquinhos. Back out by Aya. At it already, you might call it premature, but they are heading to territory they've never been in before. Those Norwegian supporters, you would not blame them for having the time of their life. It is literally the case to say they've never had it so good, but it isn't done yet, and that's a bizarre intervention from Aya, who owes his life to Neelan backpedaling.
What about this performance from Neelan?
Moment hasn't passed. Neymar. Vinicius. Danilo. Casemiro right across the face.
Well, just when you need a bit of composure, you'd expect Casemiro to provide it, but he's just lashed it across goal. He didn't need this kind of power. Trying to pick out Neymar. I mean, this is bizarre, isn't it, from Aya? Oh, it's fingertips!
And he has smashed into the post there as the heroic goalkeeper and done himself some damage. His reputation is anything but damaged after his performance today. He has prevented there what would have been one of the great, inverted commas, World Cup own goals. Odegaard.
It's a great play from Norway. That's brilliant.
Oh, sweet touch. Berg is galloping. He's not got much for company. Wouldn't blame the Norwegians for being conservative from here on in. They've got something so precious to preserve. Rasmus. Bob. Oscar Bob weaving. Ødegaard. Corner. It's a corner and it's time. And time is Norway's friend. In front of their red wall. Viking helmets on. Ready to row to Miami for a quarter-final. Red and rhythmic. Rasmus. There'll be plenty of stoppage time. We're close enough to the end now to say that keeping the ball wins the game for Norway.
Yeah, interesting how much stoppage time. There's been a lot of substitutions. We haven't seen many injuries, thankfully, at all.
Neymar. Vinicius, houseless with the challenge, nothing more or less than a goal kick.
Well, how many stops has he made? Neeland, it's been quite magnificent. And when it's nearly an own goal, you're entitled to not be on your toes, but he was.
Shoulder up. Holland! Oh, wonderful! He has nailed it for Norway! Their greatest day! Their mightiest hero! And Brazil are broken!
Well, have you ever seen a striker quite like this before? I can't think of anybody that can go through large parts of a game, hardly having a kick, being a bystander, and then he steps forward to win the match. I mean, he puts this away like it's a casual strike in training. It's as easy as that, but it's deadly. And it's fatal for Brazil. He knows as soon as he's hit it. What about that? He's had some massive moments in his career, Haaland, but this probably tops him.
Haaland's got as many as Messi. He is right up there. And Brazil have really felt so low. Brazil last knocked out at the last 16 stage in Turin in 1990. Haaland has landed the blow and Ancelotti is deflated.
He's even taken out his hairband.
Erling Haaland, 3 attempts on target, 2 goals. He scored his first 5 from 69 touches. Rasmus. Well, Brazil have got to come up with a miracle now. To that end, Danilo. Ederson. played by Ayer. Vinicius, Danilo. Shifted out for Haaland, Danilo took it from him. Berger's been so busy. And Berger's escaped it.
I mean, every player in red has about an 8 out of 10 at least. I mean, talk about a team contribution. They've grafted so hard for each other. And I just think Brazil have conceded initiative too much. They've stepped off, they've invited Norway on. We saw the amount of passes the Norwegians have had compared to Brazil. Can't afford to step off now.
It's got to happen now. Lifted in by Ederson. Brazil haven't had a cracker goal for themselves since the 62nd minute. At least that own goal scare. Danilo, Neymar. Santos, Vinicius, needs some Neymar magic. Ederson gave it a thump. Neymar let it roll, Danilo. That's going out. Here's the magic moment. There's the magic man.
Such a casual swing of the left boot, but so much power. Generated about 120 odd kilometres an hour. I looked up at the scoreboard. Alisson hardly got near.
How good am I? How good am I? They're going to play England or Mexico in the next round, and they won't be anyone's easy beats.
Can't stop smiling.
They've snuffed out the Samba beat. This is now the first World Cup to have 3 players on 7 goals. Odegaard. Rasmus. Berger. Bob. Playing for fun now.
Showboating.
Odegaard caught by an exasperated Neymar, and he knows what that means. Odegaard understands what that means. He's got him rattled.
Incredible stuff this from Norway, absolutely incredible. Toying with Brazil now.
Barely any time left. What time there is? It's going to involve more Norwegian change. Look at the company he is now keeping. Mbappe, Messi, Haaland. Never before 3 different strikers have scored 7 goals in a World Cup.
I think we thought it was going to be a tight contest this, and maybe Brazil would edge it. It certainly didn't imagine that Norway would win, and win in this fashion. And that's how it looks like turning out.
It's getting twitchy and tetchy. Brazil are infuriated. They know what this is going to mean to millions and millions who wear the yellow shirt.
Well, if you're going to lose the right way. It's over for the Brazil players.
Neymar has been shown a yellow card for his pretty crude challenge. Brazil must go long. We have centre-halves who've been swallowing that up all day. This is borrowed time now. Danilo.
His team just haven't played well enough, he will know that.
Danilo floats it in. There's an arm up there. And has he pointed at the spot here? There's certainly a question being asked. Perhaps his concern was merely
Kind of both jumped with their arms up, but
Vestergaard's elbow.
he got up the higher.
Unclear precisely what the referee's call is. I'm pretty sure it's a penalty, which may be in vain for Brazil. He's given a penalty because of that elbow. That's the indication.
I mean, it's a natural movement of the arm when you jump like this. Casemiro's arms were up, but Vestergaard got the higher. Certainly catches Casemiro in the face. Little unlucky for the Norwegian defender. It's an interpretation that could have gone the other way.
Well, Brazil have had one of these saved. This time, the great Neymar will step up for a strike of the ball which may be academic. But just might light their fire for the precious few seconds that remain to leave his mark on another World Cup amid Brazilian tears. Neymar rolls it in. Is there time now? Is there time? For him, a little badge of honour. Norway just try for the referee's final whistle.
Had Guimaraes done this in the first half, it might have been a much different story. But surely now not enough time left for Brazil.
A goal and a few words to follow. Those words will be empty. Here's a 9th World Cup goal, takes him up level with Jorginho and Vava, beyond Rivaldo and Leonidas.
Yeah, just getting the two captains together, the ref, knowing them to calm down their players.
Norway just have to keep the ball. He's not happy with the restart. It's all getting very complex, this. It's all very edgy.
There are 4 minutes over the added time.
And sides it away. And still we play. Neymar. And Neymar again. And Danilo comes together, and that is a catch that may win the match. Smashed up towards Haaland. The greatest Viking victory! Norway break new ground! him. The samba beat falls silent. And the roaring Norwegians and their uplifted leader will jump in their Viking boat and head to Miami for their first ever World Cup quarter-final. Brazil's canary yellow fades away. Carlo Ancelotti, grey-faced, fades away. Norway centre stage as they have never been before. This is new, this is fresh, this is wonderful. It is life-enhancing. And those are tears of uncontrollable joy. Norway's greatest hour, and there perhaps is their greatest player. Brazil 1, Norway 2. What about it, Alan?
Well, I think from Norway's point of view, in terms of a team performance, in terms of backing each other up, working incredibly hard and taking your chances with a world-class striker, I haven't seen a better team performance than this in the World Cup so far. It was spectacular from Norway. I mentioned the word maturity, and they showed plenty of that. They showed plenty of composure. Yes, they rode the luck with that early penalty in the first half, but boy, did they make the most of it. And Erling Haaland, what can you say? You run out of superlatives. I think he'll probably admit it's the highlight of his career. Never mind about winning titles for Manchester City. To do this for your country is something special indeed, and his expression said it all.
And his expression also says it all. Alan, that young man, and indeed Marquinhos, the captain, just for those, I can't believe there are many, but for those around the world who want to understand just how deep and hurting a blow this is for Brazil, just to interpret, if you can, the extent to which football matters in their land, and the extent to which this will bruise them.
Yeah, they're supported worldwide, aren't they?